Today on Fresno State Focus, we take a look at mental health and how students are using art to cope.
We also take a walk down Fresno Clovis Rail Trail, over bridges and under tunnels.
Plus, we'll help you have a better understanding of what is at stake in the upcoming elections and how you can prepare for your vote. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Brianda Lamus.
And I'm Mariah Mendoza. Thanks for joining us on this Day of Giving.
Fresno State is hosting its 6th annual Day of Giving. It's an important fundraiser event for the different colleges, departments, and programs at Fresno State, where each strand to raise thousands of dollars. This morning, students, faculty, and staff with the College of Arts and Humanities got together to take their big Day of Giving picture.
This picture is the time when the College of Arts and Humanities faculty are getting together to hopefully create the biggest picture throughout the university all day long, so we get lots of rewards.
Several of us from the Media Communications and Journalism Department were out hand this morning to take part in this big picture and cheer on the other departments. A Day of Giving started this morning at 5.
Holden Wheeler is live at the Arts and Humanities War Room, checking in to see how the effort is going.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so it started at 5 a.m. this morning, and it will be going until tomorrow at 12:51, which means it'll be running for a total of 1,911 minutes. While that may seem strange, it's actually symbolic. It's for the year the school was founded, 1911. And now it's an online donation system. You can go on the website and you can donate, and you can pick which department that you would like to donate to. I'm actually here now with Ben Kirk, who is going to tell us a little bit more about how you can donate and where those donations are going.
Hey, Holden. Yeah, you can go to dayofgiving.fresnostate.edu and make your donation. We're here at the College of Arts and Humanities, so for our particular area, when you select College of Arts and Humanities, it goes to the Dean's Council Annual Fund, and that is split between student scholarships and needs for like students traveling or students traveling abroad, students going to conferences, things like that. And so this year we've funded about 20 scholarships worth about $18,000.
And really quick, last question before we head out here. Is there a goal maybe that you guys are looking for this year?
Yeah, so this year we're looking to get 360 donors. That's our big goal. Yeah.
It's very good. Thank you again, Ben, for your time and giving us more information. From the College of Arts and Humanities War Room, Holden Wheeler, Fresno State Focus.
Thanks, Holden. Let's take a look at the real-time leaderboard the College of Arts and Humanities is leading in donations. In the past few years, it has consistently dominated donations. The Alumni Association right now is the second highest earned.
We're hoping everyone will contribute at least $10 to the Day of Giving effort. Please make sure to direct your donations to the Department of Media Communications and Journalism. As long as you are registered voters, you can have a say in the upcoming general election. The 2022 midterm election is this upcoming Tuesday, November 8th. That's the last day to secure your vote. Mail-in ballots must be postmarked by 8 p.m. Drop boxes and voting centers also close at 8 p.m. Aside from voting for local school boards, state propositions, governor, and state assemblies, also Senate, this is a big election for the House of Representatives and the Senate in Washington, D.C. It could change the power of Congress, which is always why you see a lot of ads on TV reminding you of the importance of voting.
Voter turnout is traditionally low during midterm elections. However, this year election officials are expecting more voters to go to the polls than usual. We checked with students on campus to find out whether they plan to vote. Answers were mixed.
I I just haven't had time working in school, but I do plan to vote soon.
Currently, I haven't voted, and the reason is, I just been busy just like other people. Just haven't had the time to, really just get out of my, my house and stop studying to, go vote. If I find the time for it, I will.
Friday at the Rec Center next to the Save Mart Center. The last day to vote is Election Day, November 8th.
Joining me today is Professor Thomas Holyoke, who is teacher and of political science here at Fresno State. Thank you again for joining me.
My pleasure.
To start this off, what kind of, what do you expect for this midterm election?
Well, this is probably going to be a very intense midterm election, really at the national level, because control of the United States House of Representatives is up for grabs, and the Republican Party may well take it back from the Democrats.
Mm-hmm. So for those who may not like to probably speak about politics, what is the right way to approach family or friends with the conversation of politics?
Yeah, that's been getting a little more tough in recent years. It depends on what you know about the ideological outlook of your friends and relatives. If they kind of share your ideological outlook, it's pretty safe. If they're really on, I guess what we might call the other side, then you kind of need to tread carefully. In fact, sometimes it might be best to avoid talking politics at all. People really get worked up about politics these days.
With elections coming up, what initiative do you think will probably have the most impact here in the Central Valley?
Well, among the statewide initiatives, probably, I think it's the first proposition on abortion and enshrining abortion access in the state constitution. In fact, I think that's being put up partially to get Democrats really out to vote. Now, locally, we have this Measure C tax that you may have heard of. It's the transportation tax, and that's become really kind of politically problematic. A lot of controversy around the way it was put on the ballot, and a big campaign against it. So locally, that's probably the most controversial one.
Okay. What is the difference between this midterm election and like any other type of election?
Well, there's basically two major kinds of elections: presidential elections and midterm elections. This is not a presidential election because Joe Biden is not up for re-election. Usually in midterm elections, there is less voter participation. Fewer people vote. Although this midterm election looks like it could be a little different. Preliminary numbers are that there's a lot more people coming out to vote than we might ordinarily expect.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Professor.
My pleasure.
That was Professor Thomas Hochland here at Fresno State. So, amped up to vote right now, Jocelyn Clark shows us where you can drop off your ballots if you haven't mailed it in yet.
I'm in front of the Maya Theater Cinema because this is where our ballot drop-off is located at, right in front of it. So if you haven't come and vote or drop off your vote, this is the place you can come. It's really close to campus, right? So for those that are not registered in Fresno County, I'm sorry, you are not allowed to vote here. You're gonna have to go and drop off your ballot there. Otherwise, you can also mail them out. You don't have to go and drive all the way to over there. So hopefully you already have done it. You know, every vote counts. It's time to vote, so don't let it pass by. Also, you are allowed to come and drop off your ballot until November 8th. Otherwise, you can come and do it in person right in front of the Save Mart Center. There will be one, like a camp there 4 days before election. From November 8th, 4 days before that, they're gonna be there. I'm sorry, it is starting to rain here in Fresno. Jocelyn Clark for Fresno State Focus.
When it comes to where you vote and how, there are things worth clarifying. For starters, it is essential that you submit your vote in the same county listed on your ballot. Your ballot will state where you can drop it off and where you can vote in person. Looking at this map behind me, you can see these purple dots. Those are where those registered in Fresno can vote in person before tomorrow. The green boxes represent drop boxes.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we'll take a look on how the Chaffee Zoo is combating the bird flu.
Plus, how to stay safe while walking in one of the deadliest cities for pedestrians.
Cold days ahead. I'll let you know after the break.
Here in the valley, our colors are blue and our waves are red. Bulldog born and bulldog bred. Generations linked forever by traditions that have stood the test of time. Inside our stadiums, we are one. This is our valley, and this year, we're doing it for you.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
The bird flu is now confirmed in Fresno. 2 waterfowl at Roding Park died, which is near the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. As a result, the zoo closed off public access to the aviary. They also canceled the bird shows and moved the birds susceptible to this illness away from the zoo grounds to keep them safe. The bird flu has the potential to jump to humans. It is contagious through contact with saliva and feces of sick birds. It is important to stay away from sick or dead birds.
Hello, I'm Sydney Morgan with your focus on weather. Looking at the beauty shot behind me, you can actually see some snow coming down. This location is at the China Peak Landing up a little bit past Shaver Lake. You see some snow buildup, which is very exciting. Speaking of snow, we can see some snow coming down from Canada into the northern west coast states like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. And if you take a closer look at California specifically, you can see those green clouds. That signifies rain. And so if I get out of your way here, Yosemite National Park up here, that is going to be blue as it signifies snow. So you can finally bring out that beanie you always wanted to wear, you've been putting it away, or some snow gear. Make plans to go skiing. On today's highs, it is going to be high 50s, low 60s, with Shaver Lake holding the lowest at 35 degrees. And Shaver Lake again holds the lowest later tonight at 19, so we are expecting some snow as that is freezing temperatures. And then the average is going to be about 40 degrees, Fresno being 41. So definitely bring a jacket, probably something heavier out with you. Air quality is moderate in some areas that got some good amount of rain, otherwise moderate for the most part. And then the extended outlook today and on and off throughout the week, there's going to be sun and clouds. And then if you look Sunday, we do have a possible chance of light rain. And then Tuesday, you can see the flag there. That marks Election Day. So make sure to get your vote in before then. Again, this is Sydney Morgan, and that's your focus on weather. Back to you.
It's always great to spend time outdoors, especially with the mild weather we're having. If you live in Fresno, chances are you are not too far from the Fresno-Clovis Rail Trail. Miranda Adams takes us along for a walk.
The Fresno-Clovis Rail Trail is 10 miles long and is a favorite of bicyclists, joggers, and dog walkers.
I'm taking Indy here on a walk. We live close by, and do I wish it was probably about 10 times the length? Yes, but it's great. It's really close to us, and it's really nice.
The trail starts in Tarpey Village at the end of the railroad tracks and continues north through Old Town Clovis before heading east to River Park.
I grew up like on the other side of this fence, maybe 2 or 3 streets over, and so when I was a kid, this was the railroad tracks. Now, I'm 51. I live about 1.5 miles from where I grew up, and now I can walk on this trail where I used to play as a kid.
Initially, logs were hauled from the mountains along this route, but during World War II, it was used to take people to the Pinedale internment camp. Commemorative plaques and statues can be found along the way. In addition to history, the trail is also a place for making new memories. The Dry Creek Bridge has become a local favorite.
I've been walking this trail for probably maybe 10 years. And just recently, I put this lock on for my sweetheart. We've been together maybe 6 years now, but it was time that we actually confirmed our relationship with this lock.
In addition to bridges, the trail is also fully paved and full of tunnels, making it a great place to catch some speed. The southern portion of the trail even has workout equipment.
And if you need to take a break, there's plenty of shaded benches along the way, including at rest stops that used to be old rail stations.
Just make sure not to relax for too long, because certain gated sections close after 9 p.m. In Fresno, Miranda Adams, Fresno State Focus.
The trail is wheelchair accessible, and while most lanes are gated, it is important to stay vigilant. According to the recent studies, Fresno is the 10th deadliest city for people walking across the street or along the sidewalks. In the last 2 weeks, 3 pedestrians were hit and killed.
According to the law, responsibility and fault ultimately falls upon the driver. But there are still steps you can take to stay safe. Many start walking when the crosswalk signals them. However, it is always important to look both ways before stepping into the street.
Drivers making a right turn often have a green light even when the crosswalk is activated. If walking at night, it is best to wear reflective clothing and walk facing the flow of traffic.
Mental health in the military can sometimes be a burden, especially for men who are taught to suppress their feelings at a young age. I talked with some sailors to find out how they work through their depression while out on deployment and missing their families.
If you've seen Top Gun, that noise may sound familiar. That is the F-18 Super Hornet on a secret mission. Not being able to share information and being secluded from civilization can take a toll on sailors' mental health.
We work in one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. We're surrounded by near-death experience on a daily basis.
The U.S. Naval Institute reported that about 40% of active duty sailors between 21 and 24 years old were among the largest percentage of suicides in the Navy last year. Harrison Phillips talks about how he copes with missing his family and fighting depression.
I look at pictures of like me and like family trips, my brothers, being out with my mom, and she's like really goofy, so it's like just hearing her talk, it's just like reassuring. It just reminds you that the people around you that you love are like still there.
We are still here, missing our loved ones.
I can't tell you where that crew is deployed or where they're going next for the safety of their mission. I can't even tell you what aircraft carrier they're on or when they'll be home. That is the life of a sailor and their loved ones back home.
Coming up, we speak with the Collegian about improving newsroom diversity.
Plus, we take a look at the day in the life of a radio host.
And in sports, we look at an update in the World Series and who is currently leading along with upcoming events in Fresno State athletics.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
Welcome back. I'm Jared Hickman with your focus on sports. We are 3 games into the World Series where the Philadelphia Phillies are taking on the Houston Astros. The Fightin' Phils currently hold a 2-1 series lead over the heavily favorited Houston Astros after a surprise come-from-behind win in Game 1 and a shutout in Game 3. The Phillies need just 2 more wins to capture their first World Series title since 2008. Game 4 starts in about 40 minutes in Philadelphia. Now, to see who your Bulldog athletes will be facing for the remainder of the week. Today, men's golf will be playing in the St. Mary's Invitational up in the Bay Area. Men's basketball is playing Stanislaus State at 7. Thursday, volleyball is at home against Utah State at 6. The equestrian team will be at TCU. Friday, women's tennis is at Rolling Hills Estate in Los Angeles County. Women's basketball will be home against San Francisco State. Tip-off at 6. Equestrian gallops north to Oklahoma State. Saturday, volleyball will be home against Boise State at 1. Football is hosting Hawaii. Game time 7:30. Wrapping up the week for Bulldog Athletics will be women's tennis, still south at Rolling Hills Estate.
Broadcasting began in the 1800s. Fast forward to now, we see many different ways of broadcasting, from television to satellite to the web. And don't forget about radio. Here's a look behind the scenes of our local radio station, Q97.1.
You can show the people the live stream. Yeah, okay.
Here in Fresno, we have Lotus Communications, a station that carries one of many popular radio stations in the valley.
I've been at Q97.1 for over 9 years now. I don't know.
Greg Hoffman is the program director and one of the hosts of the Greg and Dre Morning Show.
When I was a kid, I used to love the radio. So when I wasn't running around crazy, using up all my energy, in my room I had a radio, and I used to love to listen to my radio.
Radio is a place where your personality can come out and be shown. You build your confidence as you speak and learn what type of persona you have through your audience.
Radio in its truest form and its best form is the medium that's most interactive, more so than anything else.
Besides having live callers during the show, most radio stations are invited to events where they can meet many of their listeners, but also help inspire others in any opportunity they can.
The people that call every day, especially like the loyal listener ones that call every single day and listen every single day, I love speaking to them because they actually talk back to me and they know who I am, so it's a good feeling.
Karina Guevara is the producer of the Greg and Dre Morning Show. With only 9 months of working in radio, she has been able to learn and grow within her career.
I went from traffic reporter to producer, and I do on the weekends too. I'm on air, so I feel like I'm progressing every single time.
Despite the interaction from the studio to your radio, we now live in a world where social media can take the audience engagement to a whole other level.
Now with social media like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, TikTok has become a platform super easy to use and the fastest way to get in contact with our audience.
Fácil de usar y nos tienen contacto directo con la gente más rápido.
Getting a foot in the door of your career can be intimidating, as we may not feel qualified. It's important to not only look for those opportunities, but ask for opportunities you may be interested in.
Jana Geraldo, editor-in-chief of the Collegian, joins me today to give us more insight into the Multicultural Diversity Program. Thank you for taking the time to join us, Jana.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, Jana, what is the purpose of the program?
So the Journalists of Color program actually started off with the Public Media Institute over here at Fresno State under Jim Boren. It was to give seniors in high school and first years in college the opportunity to pursue a career in journalism.
Oh, great, great. What do they offer to students who join the program?
So there is a $300 monthly stipend for students who are involved, and they get hands-on training in terms of how to report, how to source, how to edit videos, work in multimedia. So they really get the full package in learning how to be a journalist.
Nice, okay. How can students join the program if they're interested?
So for students, they should really reach out to the people who help run the program. Of course, Jim Boring here at the Public Media Institute, but they also run through the Now Media. They have a whole website with the coordinators, and they can email them through there.
Thank you, Jenna. Thanks again for joining us today. In other
school news, Associated Student Inc., or as ASI, recently proposed new hour requirements for certain Senate members. In one of their recent meetings,
to have students be connected into the classrooms by the use of technology. So the devices that we provide are tablets, iPads, they're Apple products, and hotspots.
Hours requirements will not hinder senators from helping students on campus, nor do senators need to stop after the 5-hour minimum. The minimum hour is not in effect as of right now. It is still being discussed by ASI legal committees.
Class registration is now open for the spring semester. Check your student portal to see when you can sign up for classes.
If your appointment has passed or you're still unable to register, it may be because you have a hold on your account. You can check the to-do list on your student portal to find out what, if anything, needs attention.
Stress about registering? Art can help you de-stress. Jocelyn Clark shows us how some of our fellow students use art to center themselves and stay on track.
Research shows that engaging in any form of creativity can relieve stress and significantly create calming effects on the brain and body.
Needing some downtime, all the stress and things that are happening in people's lives. It felt like we wanted to make a space where they could do relaxing things. And then we usually bring up topics.
Garagios has created a variety of events during the semester for students and faculty to release their frustration and stress through art, while they play music or talk about interesting topics like astrology.
We just enjoy being together, meeting new people, and just sharing like a common goal, which is to reduce stress.
Giving an opportunity for students to have a break throughout the semester from all homework, exams, and life that they could be struggling with. Cindy Nicole White loves listening to classical music while painting.
I just feel like even like the brush sounds even make you feel relaxed, or just like the feel of it.
White is not the only one. Brenda Nazarsko believes creativity is a great way to reduce stress, but also anxiety and depression. It helps her to focus on creating a masterpiece.
Certainly helps me relax every now and then. Sometimes it causes stress because I put too much effort to it.
Creativity can help us create works of beauty, problem solve, and refresh our minds and bodies to finish strong this semester. In Fresno, Jocelyn Clark, Fresno State Focus.
Great now. All right.
If you are struggling and you want to take a break, the Student Health and Counseling Center is holding Kaleidoscope Creations next Thursday, November 10th, at the Cross Cultural and Gender Center in the Thomas Building.
The Fresno State Viticulture Club is hosting its 69th annual Fall Harvest Barbecue this Friday. It's a celebration of their club and all the work they do to make Fresno State wine and viticulture successful. It will be at the King River Winery in Sanger beginning at 5:30. Tickets are $65 and cover cocktail hour, wine, and dinner. There will even be an auction. For more information or to buy tickets, go to the Fresno State Viti Club website.
This is the last week to catch University Theater's production of Misery. The Fresno State premiere is based on the Stephen King novel, which became a movie in 1990. The play is directed by Thomas Whitless. It will run until this Saturday at the Dennis and Cheryl Woods Theater here in our Speech Arts Building. Tickets are $17 for adults, $15 for faculty, staff, alumni, and military, and $10 for students. Children under 12 are permitted because of the maturity of the subject. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next week. Remember to vote.